Our next step in looking at what happens with writing for your lab report is after you get through with writing your introduction, that's the complete parts right here. Now you're ready to look at the procedure. This is literally what you do, steps 1, 2, and 3. You describe the things that you did and really kind of what it looks like whenever you're writing it out for science. It looks like a recipe and it looks like a procedural, like step 1, step 2, step 3, kind of like those things that you get whenever you go to Michael's and they give you a sheet that shows how to make something. That's kind of what happens with this. So I look in here and I can see that you've got it kind of in different places about what you did. When we're writing a lab report, we want to make sure that all the things about the procedures are in the same section. And so you've got these pieces right here about your procedures that you've done. I think what your time now is thinking about the order first, second, third. And so I'm going to the things that you did and the order in which you did them. Now, I can't really tell. It seems like you've got several experiments or several portions of the lab that you've done. So you would need to really think about the different parts that are there. And I may be wrong about what you have here. These may not be the parts. I haven't seen the lab, so I'm not sure. But you would need to really think about the different parts and think about the steps about what did you actually do. One thing that I think is important to note here is that um, what you're looking at right here is really sometimes you're mixing in the results or what the data was that is inside of there. And like down right here, you've got table A. That really doesn't go, that's part of your procedures. And you want to make sure you keep the procedures that you're doing separate from in another paragraph from the results. So now what you would be ready to do is look at your results. You're going to go through and you're going to look at what happened. What did you see? And you had a sentence in here that I thought was really interesting. This one right here would be a good way to go in and talk about the results here because you can talk about what was increasing or decreasing and what was happening to life that is there. I think you have a lot of um, the results that are here in this paragraph that can really add to some of the things that you're going to be putting in this paragraph. Be sure to keep them separate that match the results from each portion of the experiment or the lab that you did. The last part is you think about why does it matter and what recommendations that you can give. You're basically describing what the results mean in terms of how that data can be used to improve the experiment itself next time or to impact the world at large. And what you're going to need to do is this right here is pretty much a summary of what was already done. So what we want to look at is developing a full paragraph out of these last two sentences. And one of the things that you could do right here that I want to share with you when you begin to write about this, what you can do is you can think about one of the main words that are here. And so I'm going to color this blue. So now you're going to ask yourself, what sentence can I write about that will help me understand and explain how it is destroyed? So what we would do is we would use our reporter's questions. And we would say, how was it destroyed? When? Where? Why? who, or what. Okay, so you can give specificity of how the pollution is destroying the environment and where, and all of those things right there. So you can try to write 2 or 3 more sentences to help you flesh those ideas out as well. And then what you can do right here, I'm going to do this one right here. So I'm just going to put right here 2 to 3 more sentences. We're going to add those. And then we'll use this sentence right here. What we can do with this one right here is why. And why would that help? Why do you want to do that? Why would knowing where help? So this is called, like, you keep asking yourself why. And so you keep asking yourself, writing a new sentence, asking yourself a new sentence, and writing those. You can also ask yourself, how would knowing where help? What? How would you plan your next steps? And then you can ask, what difference would you expect? That way, you're really getting deeper into figuring out what else you could say that keeps you going, and you have less of an anorexic paragraph.